Hello.
Definitely doing now.
Okay. Hey. What is a cracker lacking?
Ooh,
Nice. Good. All right. All right, guys. I'm going to just check these questions here. What's going on? We're still killing. Hey there. We're still killing the Total Recall program. I'm gonna double hit this Total Recall as well. I don't know about you guys, but I like it. And once through is not going to be nearly enough, and I'm not going to switch up after.
Are you gonna run it again?
I'm going to run it again, just because I feel like. Yeah, hold on for a second. Let me see if I can do this. Let's see if he's here. Hey, kid, I am right now. I don't know if you can see that. And then I know you're running Total Recall, but I have some questions for you. If you want to jump in, just text me back in an email. I'll send over a link for 5 minutes. But I don't know about you guys. How are you guys feeling on Total Recall and the nutrition going into it? And did you feel that you could make it through on a low calorie diet and be in a deficit? I found out the hard way. No, because there's just a lot more volume to it. And I know that you guys love volume. So for me, maybe you guys could run it too. Because like I was talking to Johnny the other day, he's talking about kind of an old school push-pull program. And a push-pull worked for me tremendously well from the age of 9 till 20. 9 to 20, I could definitely, and push and pull set me up. But then the overriding influence from training with Francis Benefato, Lee Haney, Tom Plaz, Robbie Robinson, and those guys when I was 20, it really was that one workout. And mostly because they were bodybuilders. And remember, my roots is powerlifting. And so the guys that I powerlifted with would take enough time in between sets to make those first compound movements quality and time. But when I got to Venice, there's 5-10 minute breaks between squats or deadlifts or bench, if they were even going to lift that kind of weight. It wasn't no more 10-minute rests. So I switched it over. But knowing that and jumping forward, the reason for that is there was a time for me that I could do the push-pull or the 2 body parts a day, and cutting up for a show, I could do that too. But this time it's kind of like I got to be in condition, but I don't need to be peeled. I don't need that dick scan, but I do need to be lean. So I found that a little bit more calories this time around, mostly with this program. You guys hit me back though and let me know what you guys think. And then also, I'm just going to leave the check-ins open. Ooh. And we're going to leave the check-ins open all the way through the weekend. So if you haven't checked in, check in. And I will get to it on Monday. So we'll close those check-ins down on Sunday night. All right. There's plenty of time for you guys to get your check-ins and going over all of that. Let me see if we got any visual here. Thank you for the kind words.
How has owning dogs made you a better man? And how did you deal with their loss?
Dealing with their loss, I have no good tips. If you got a tip from me, I'd love to know. A portion of me goes with it breaks me. That's one thing that I don't think you and I don't think you have to recover from that one. It's there's a brokenness to it. How it made me better is it keeps trying to teach me And again, these are none of these things I'm going to say are easy things, but how dogs can influence you is a dog can teach you to try to live in the moments and appreciate the now. And I think that's the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. I'm always about, and I was just with Michael Beach the other day, and it's always about, you do the project, you think about the next thing. What's next? What's next? What's next? And a dog will teach you to live in right this second. So that's one thing. There's so many things about a dog that is amazing, but one thing is that they teach you to live in the now and appreciate the littlest things in the world, which are, at the end of the day, the most important things, believe it or not.
Mike, been trying to reach you to train one-on-one, live in Florida, need help getting in shape. So if you want to do some one-on-one.
Did the first sentence say, I've been trying to get a hold of you?
Been trying to get a hold of you. I know.
First off, thank you. I appreciate it. To get a hold of me to do one-on-one is really, really easy. Because it's just right off that link, and you get in there and you get in the one-on-one with me, and we rock and roll. Yeah, which is really real simple and real fun. Yeah, it's on my Instagram page.
It's on Power Bodybuilding.
Anybody here that goes, hey, do you want to get working on one of my programs or working one-on-one? It's just right there. So, yeah, I look forward to it, man. I look forward to it. Let's rock and roll. Let's crush.
Is there going to be a Titan crew get together at the Olympia?
There will be, in a sense.
Yep.
Yeah. So, we'll have the Titan medical booth there. And so
732,
which will all be hanging out there. But then on Sunday morning, the game plan, loosely fitted right now, is that we're going to all meet over at Bagel Mania, have a nice big breakfast together, be there for a couple hours for a meet and greet and hellos and hanging out, and then probably head over to a gym after that to work out. So, Lori, I always like hanging out with you, kiddo. So I look forward to if you're there.
I think some Dragon Slayer would be fun.
Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm. My legs are weak. How often should I trade them? Because I get so much sore for a week, but my chest and arm muscles recover faster.
Huh. Yeah. I mean, obviously you're training it perfect. If you're still sore, you probably shouldn't go back into a workout.
That just processed. I'm sore for a whole week.
Yeah.
But
here's something that might help you. So your chest and other body parts recover quicker, right? And your legs, you say, are weak. So let's say hypothetically that your legs are your weakest point, right? So what about you doing this? Being less intense and giving up less energy, so recovery. So like if I go in and I blast out back, my body, the whole thing has to recover that workout and that portion, right? I didn't just train back. I trained my nervous system, the calories I used, the sleep is going to the back and not to anything else. So if I always train everything like a beast, then the weak body parts never really get that special care. So approach it in that sense. Let me back down the chest. Let me back down. So those are a little bit more moderate workouts. You're just kind of going through the motions because you need to focus on your legs more and allow those days on the legs to go ballistic and allow those other days, even though you train chest and stuff, they're not crazy days. So your whole body can recover better. So that's kind of how I approached arms in my young years, because my back was it was great, thick, dense, wide. You can't put your arms around me. Legs are big like that. So, and when it came to bodybuilding, it's like, I got to bring my arms up. And so I backed everything down to bring up the weak body parts and even things out. And believe it or not, it's recovery. So I know that's a little far down the road to understand, but it really is. If you go out and blast every single day, take those other 4 or 5 days, bring it down to a 60%er. That way you have those 2 days a week, maybe even you can get legs in twice a week instead of once a week. Well, good question, man. Good question. And the answer there is going to help all of you focus on your weak body parts. So that was my recommendation there.
What are you now, Mike? 45?
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate the love.
I need an arm day program for size.
You've got to. Seriously, all of you have got to jump on over and do the arm workout from Total Recall right now. And then do this and give it 100%. Let me know if you can finish the workout. Honestly, this arm workout, Sadiq did an arm workout with me the other day, and we got through 2 of the exercises of 4 exercises each. And so we got through half the workout. So let me know if you can get through the Total Recall arm workout. Go for it.
Do you think MMA is the most practical form of training for unarmed self-defense, or a martial art designed for self-defense, not competition, would be more practical?
So am I understanding this? They want to be able to take care of themselves and handle themselves?
Yep.
I would say wrestling. If you're just trying to be protective and protect yourself, wrestling. Wrestling or jiu-jitsu would be the 2, because you're not purposely trying to smash somebody, right? You just want to, don't hit me, I won't hit you, get control. And so those 2 things, in judo would be able to at least control the person. At least it'll keep you safe. Yeah. That's what I recommend. And in the shortest period of time.
Okay, what if you wanted to smash someone, though?
If you want to smash somebody, judo or wrestling. Judo or wrestling, you're going to pick up somebody and just drop them on their heads. My girls are back. Keep going. What do you got?
I'm trying to break this down. Are there any benefits of Reeves deadlift? Have you heard of that?
Of Reeves deadlift?
Reeves' widest grip behind the neck shoulder press, also known as a Koloff press. There's benefits to everything.
Well, I had dinner with Steve Reeves, so let me see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Steve Reeves deadlift. Let's see if I can find a picture. Can you find a picture of it? 2 seconds, guys. I'm going to assume it's just the hack squat.
It's grabbing the plates and doing a deadlift.
Is that what it is?
It's deadlifting like that.
With shoulders out? Wow.
Grabbing them bad boys.
Whoa. Turn the key. Let me see this. Turn it.
Yeah. What up?
Just a sec, guys. I got to see this. Oh, he's grabbing the outside of the. Yeah, sure. Hand strength, good mobility, fun. I'll try that.
That's fun.
I think it's fun. So is there any benefit to it? Yeah, like Jeffrey said, there's a benefit to all exercises, all movements. There's something about it. And if it's not physical, it might be just a mental approach to being open. So I like it. Behind the neck shoulder press movement, also known as
Koloff press.
Yeah, I don't know what wide grip shoulder press is just a wide grip shoulder press.
Mm-hmm.
There's not another name for it. Yeah, do it. Yeah, just go narrow grip, go wide grip. I like all that stuff. And I did. Who did we do shoulders with again?
Vivi.
Oh yeah, she did great, but she's young, range of motion. But we did. Michael Beach, the actor, who's in right now, Mayors of Kingstown, with Jeremy Renner. Also, The Perfect Couple with Nicole Kidman and Levi Shriver, I guess you say his name, and a couple other shows. But 61, and we were doing back, and his behind the neck pull downs were beautiful. And again, it's a 61-year-old guy who's been training, not a bodybuilder. He's an actor. He's a big time actor, but his range of motion was beautiful. And it was just cool that at that stage of the game, he could still have that beautiful range of motion and everything like that. So I thought that was a little something I just wanted to say a shout out to him. A couple more questions here for you guys. Go for it.
I have some bands, a yoga mat, and an exercise ball, 2 10-pound plates. Any recommendation for exercises I can do in my wheelchair? I'm getting stronger and see gains, but I've had 2 strokes, both at work.
Yeah, you got those bands. So I do a lot of loading those things up against some kind of, I have a squat rack here. So I put a lot of the bands around the squat rack and do exercises and curls and push downs and stuff. And again, being in a wheelchair, I'm assuming that you also get stretched out by someone that can help you as well, moves the body so it doesn't going to atrophy somewhat, but to get movement through their side laterals, biceps, anything, honestly, anything and everything you can do, just moving the upper body. I don't know how much is paralyzed from the hips down or something. But yeah, I would move as much as you possibly can and everything. And then also, as best you can, try to get some of that, if you can, lower back work. We call it Supermans. And so if you lay down on your stomach on the ground and you just kind of raise your chest up a little bit, it's kind of a counterbalance, but at least it tenses up that lower back. And you sitting throughout the day, yeah, that would probably be very beneficial to you. Let me know, though. I would love to hear back from you, and let me know how those things are going. And then feel free, if you have an Instagram page, to tag me on some of the exercises you're doing. Okay, keep going, man. Proud of you. And then as for the strokes, tomorrow's promised to nobody, and that can happen to anybody and everybody. So keep going, keep pushing, man. Keep pushing. And thank you. Got a couple more?
Yeah. Some questions. Dude, get some of my questions on there. Oh.
You want to block them?
I usually
try
to pick some
settle down. He does as best he can, Jeffrey over here.
That can help a lot of people.
And if they were good questions, they would have already been up. So
yeah,
be kind. What is that, Jared?
Like this one. Who's the strongest guy you trained with?
Who's the strongest guy I trained with? Thor. Well, jeez.
Yeah, it doesn't stand. This question doesn't stand.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's back in my days, Bull Stewart in the late 80s. Yeah. Ed Cohen back in the day. Thor now. There's always a new, stronger person. I just trained with Eddie. Mm-hmm. Is that how you say? Yeah, when a few of the strong men is going to be breaking the world record here next Saturday in the deadlift. So I guess he's going for 1,100 pounds. Whew. Imagine deadlifting 1,100 pounds.
Like I usually, yeah, right. Jeez, that's when it is. I usually train very late, so I eat all my meals before training. Then I go to bed. Does it matter that I do not eat after training as long as I get the food in?
Here's the best I can give you right now. Have you changed over the last 2 weeks? Have you got stronger? Is the body weight moving or not moving? Are you getting leaner? Are you having great workouts still? Look for those little moments too, those little wins. Hey, today I was stronger in this exercise. Today I was stronger in that exercise. But that's a very easy thing to view and watch, and that's 2 weeks of it. And you tell me, is it okay that you're eating all your meals and then training that late and getting to bed? Because if you are changing in this last 2 weeks, then great. That works for you, and that's fine, and I'm cool with it. But again, you got to answer that. You're the one that's going to say, I haven't changed in 3 months. What are you talking about? You haven't changed in 3 months. Then the program's not working. And it may not be the meals. It may not be that you're eating all these meals before bed. Maybe the workouts, maybe your sleep, maybe other things.
If you had to pick one important body part for a 60-year-old bodybuilder in the lineup, besides definition, what would it be to stand out compared to the rest of the group?
It would be the glute and hamstrings. Mostly with the older one, it would be glute, hamstrings, and that back. The back wins the contest. And again, for the 60-year-olds, you're going to start seeing atrophy in certain areas because of age, time, and maybe injuries. So I would be viewing that area. Did I train with Mike Mentzer? I trained around Mike Mentzer for years and years, decades. Never trained with him. Because the view you guys get,
The shorts,
the in shape.
Yeah.
So I got down to Cali here, came down and visited in '89 and stuff, and then moved later right after that. I got a different version of what you guys see.
What do they see? 76?
They see all those early, like 80, 85, in those early years and stuff. So for me, it just wasn't something And I like training, and I like training heavy. I don't like mostly then. I don't like just doing machines. And that was the approach. It was the machines and the forced reps.
I was training with Kai.
Always good. Always. I've known Kai Green since he was 17 years old. Good cat. He does also some cool range of motion, behind the neck presses. Again, it's funny. All these guys that are at the pinnacle of the game do the exercises that the bookworm says don't do.
Right. What's the number one thing you'd highlight for a 26-year-old moving forward in the fitness industry, wanting to do it for a lifetime?
Eat right.
Ooh.
That's it. Eat right. And you're 26. So revisit that question that you asked Mike O'Hearn when you're 45. This day will go, you'll remember in 19 years, you're going to go, I remember asking Mike O'Hearn on a live, what's the number one thing? And he said, nutrition, eat right. And I'd be curious to see what your opinion is when you're 45 and you're still in shape and your friends ask you, what's the trick? I work out. Don't you? We both work out. What's the difference? The difference will be that you did consistency from right now, 26 until you're 45. Your nutrition was on a plan throughout the year. Off season, on season, get ready for competition, studying yourself, seeing what works, trying new methods, all those things for the next 19 years. And hopefully you'll be going, gosh, dang it. He's right. Everybody works out, but they don't change. Everybody gets back in the gym and stuff, but it's the nutrition. Thank you for the question.
Can power bodybuilding work if you were in your 40s?
That's the only thing that works in the 40s and 50s. Remember, the whole principle is built off of stressed beginning workout, which means that you are getting a 401k. You're putting money away for the future by doing power bodybuilding. So that's the first portion of the workout. So you're already investing in your future while you're still getting the benefits of working out. And then the second portion of that sets up the structure. And then the finishing stretches up the healthiness of the joints and ligaments and the fascia on stretching. So yeah, come back in 10 years. We'll do this again. Come back in 10 years. Test your bone density today at 40 or going into 40, and then test it again in 10 years and watch how your bone density doubles. And as everybody else deteriorated away and starts to look like melted ice cream, you're standing strong.
Bone density? That's not muscle. That doesn't sound cool.
It doesn't sound cool, right? Bone density. No, I want to work the muscle. If you're healthy, you can continue to work out.
40 now, feel my strongest. So yeah, it's training has helped and worked.
100%. Late 40s, late
43.
30s, early 40s is your man strength. You should feel like a savage.
43, stronger than when I was 25.
People don't realize that's the norm if you exercise correctly. That's why they call it man strength, old man strength. That's when you get to this, you're pushing numbers, you're like, gosh dang, I was in good shape in my 20, 25. Why am I stronger at, 40, early 40s? Great crew here today. Thanks, guys.
We kind of just answered this. What would be the best advice for people who are over 50? What would be the best rep ranges for it safely and efficiency on that age group?
I hate when people use the word safety.
Yeah.
So everything's at a risk. So all weightlifting. Think about that. It's like most of the people that I know pop their biceps moving a couch, break an ankle stepping over a curb, walking to school. So it doesn't. Jay popped his bicep kicking the weight up. There was nothing on it. He just popped his bicep.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. Just kicking it up for a little chest press.
Oh.
So get the word safety out of there. You're going to attempt everything as safe as you possibly can. And no matter if you're doing 20 reps or 1 rep, you're always trying to be safe. But at 50, I don't know how long you've been exercising, or is this the brand new start to it? I would say make sure the nutrition is supporting the recovery. And then I would keep the rep range low and try to use as much weight you can for the rep range you're doing. So you cause your nervous system to kick in and help your body become a solid piece of iron. So you can be doing this at 60. Thank you, brother. But again, power bodybuilding, guys. Yes, I came up with it and understood it when I was in my 20s, and that's why I started it. But it was so I could lift in my 40s, 50s, 60s and be like Jack LaLanne in my 80s and 90s.
I always see this one. Mike, would you be concerned about soy sauce in your diet? Many thanks.
I think Jeff's more concerned about soy sauce as much as he visits the the massage parlor.
I think they say what? Like lowers your testosterone.
I have no clue, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have no idea. I haven't had soy sauce. I don't know.
Yeah, Mike, how much soy sauce have you eaten?
I haven't had soy sauce.
Well, there's your correlation. Mike,
want to go to the store, give me soy sauce.
Yeah. How to save discipline all time. How do you stay disciplined?
Well, how do I say stay disciplined?
That's my translation.
Oh, yeah. Wow, he's got a great character right there. Is that Oscar Wilde's? Because that's not Hitchcock. I wonder if that's Oscar Wilde's. How do I say discipline? I love discipline. I think you have to be disciplined. You have to have a schedule. You have to, and it's funny because social media is an echo, right? Because now everybody, even 20-year-olds, are going, you gotta do the hard stuff because that's gonna make you. Yeah, my parents were telling, my grandparents were telling us, this is stuff we already know, and discipline is just having a schedule. And I love my schedule. If I don't have a schedule, yeah. And so I consider discipline schedule. I consider it the same thing. I know what time I got to be up. I know
Yeah.
what time my meals are going to be done. I know they got to be cooked the day before. I know I got to get my workout at this time. I hold myself accountable for those workouts. I call training partners to count them in, so I can't just skip if I don't feel like it when I wake up. It's like, yeah. I guess an outside thing would be, I really appreciate that I can do what I do, and I'm not going to disrespect the hard work that the young 20-year-old did in this journey at this stage of the game. I'm blessed to be able to do what I do, and I appreciate life enough. You ever heard that?
Mm.
If you're not motivated to go to the gym or anything like that, then there's something wrong with you, in the sense of you're not really looking at life going, holy shit, this is my one ticket. What am I doing spinning my wheels doing nothing?
I haven't heard it like that, but yeah.
I hated that the little midget guy said that. And they used his quote going, if you're not going to the gym, it's like, I do agree though. I mean, you should be able to go, holy sheesh, I need to do this.
Churchill.
It is Churchill. Oh my gosh. Thank you for that. He kind of looks like Oscar Wilde in that one. I don't know. Maybe it's the hat. I should have known. Churchill, what a legend.
Like on a 15-hour flight, let's say Dubai, do you eat the plane food or do you pack food?
Yeah, we get the chicken on the plane, but we pack everything. Yeah. But what do you get? We get like 2 meals on the way over there. But yeah, we pack. I never do anything without my meals. I don't go to a matinee movie without having my meals. Remember when you went to elementary school, you pack a lunch?
Mm-hmm.
I never stopped that approach. I take a lunchbox with me everywhere I go,
and brown bag everywhere.
Yeah, I just never.
How important is a training partner?
It's the individual. I love having a training partner. I love it. Always have. But I come from a powerlifting again. I come from a powerlifting world. And I love the smack talk, and I like to see the guy come in and beat my number I just did, and then I try to beat him or out rep him or something. I love that shit, and it's fun banter. So I think it's important, but I know a lot of bodybuilders don't have training partners. But I've trained with the same bodybuilders that don't have training partners, and I could see why. So, you want to build muscle. There's some real simple steps to build muscle. You want to be strong. It's a different world to train. So it's true though, man.
Is it harder for tall guys to put on muscle?
No, it's not harder. And you should be glad that you're tall.
Mike, you were spoiled as a kid.
Oh man, I wish.
You and your white privilege. You had your meals.
Yeah, I wish I was. Can you imagine that? That's the one thing. If anybody's here and you see somebody really successful, 9 out of 10 times that person had a tough one, or they had to do a lot of stuff when they were young. Mm-hmm. There's a privileged kid does very little when they get older.
Very little.
Yeah, what's his name talked about that. He goes,
they vote liberal.
Yeah, they vote liberal.
They get that time.
Most people that have that nice, easy, prepped childhood usually have just trauma when they get older. Yeah. Why do you guys think that Batman was set up that way?
Ooh.
You know that? It's like some of these really crazy, successful billionaires that I talk to, they make those kind of, I wish it didn't happen, but the parents both passed by this age. And so I had to do, so and so. And it's like, wow, yeah, I could see that. I could see that you're a different breed. Yeah.
Favorite car?
Bronco.
Carb.
Oh, carb. Dang it. I wish you said carb. Car. Favorite carb. Ooh. Bread.
Ooh.
Yeah, by far.
A little white bread?
Whew, I wish I had a little Wonder Bread. Is that racist to say now?
Nope.
It's so white.
No,
I missed
past
that. I missed that.
White bread's back.
White bread.
I don't think we've ever gotten this many nutrition questions in a single.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's awesome. Well, we know what we're going to name this video now when it goes, and you guys will be able to see your questions on the live. We'll post this up there for you guys. And great job on everybody that's asked some questions so far. Some good questions.
How to keep building muscle while on the road all the time? I travel for work.
Same way you do it if you didn't travel. You got a calorie surplus. You're taking in the right amount of calories. You got the fats in there. You got your carbs in there. Right amount of protein. You're still getting your training in to stimulate it. You're still getting rest and recovery.
What's the lowest amount of protein per day that you've seen growth with? Like 400 grams?
Yeah, right. I really like over 300 for me, even extreme dieting. But there's times where I've had to push it to try to create a different visual. And I've dropped down as low as 240 protein, but not much development there. It's just a complete leanness and getting in shape.
Hanging on?
Yeah, just hanging on. But I also find that like 240, I don't burn as much. 300, 330 grams of protein, I burn more.
I like more.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. But, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to develop? If you're trying to build muscle, I would double those numbers. You 200, I'd be taking in 4.
Rookie numbers.
Yeah. Get that shit up there. What do we got? One more, guys. We gotta break out of here.
We find a good one here.
And thank you guys, everybody at home watching this and checking in on this. Thank you for this.
Yeah,
you guys did some good ones.
I don't eat vegetables at all. Typically, just grass-fed beef and eggs daily. Thoughts? I feel better than ever, lifting 5 days a week at 50 years old.
Cool.
Right?
I mean, you answered it. You feel great. My thoughts? Not my thoughts. My worries is that you feel great now, but you're setting yourself up to fail in 15 years. That's the only thing. But if you feel great, it's tough to change it. I mean, I would love you to have at least, work your way up to 100 grams of carbs again. So you get a little something in there so your body doesn't completely shut down that understanding of using carbohydrates to fill the muscle and work out. That's the only reason I would say that. But again, like I've told everybody, there's a level of it. Obviously, you can feel good by eating pizza and ice cream and going, hey, you can talk yourself into it. I feel great. I'm 100 pounds over. And that's what everybody's doing right now in this world, right? I don't care that I'm 400 pounds. I'm beautiful. It's like, all right. That's a person's choice. For you, if you're 50, I freaking love it. You're working out. You're staying consistent on a nutrition plan. That's all I can ask. That's a great job. Really, it's a great job. I just worry that you're doing today, and this is what I don't want anybody to do. I don't want you to stress about tomorrow, but I do want you to prepare for it. Does that make sense to you guys? Don't stress about, hey, what's going to happen in 10 years, but prepare if you are here in 10 years. How can you continue to stay in shape? And you guys all know that the plan and workouts that you're doing today, your body will adapt to in the next 3 months. Then what do you do? So that was it. Sound good? Sound good, guys? And no, I'm not training my neck right now, even though it's got that old school football neck.
I'm watching with my 17-year-old son, and he asked if you have any allergies, and if you do, how do you deal with it while training?
It's tough. I try. My only allergies is I guess the woke.
The
And
woke
so I
mind
just try
virus?
not to look around at that kind of stuff, and I try to stay
Mm.
focused on in the gym with my training partners, focus on it, train hard. Um, I do know people have allergies in the sense of from dogs to cats to eggs to other things. Um, yeah, besides
Pollen fucks me up.
pollen
Big
gets you.
time.
Pollen gets a little
Here in California,
not bad.
In Michigan,
Yeah.
horrible.
Does what allergies does your 17-year-old have? If you can, if you're, let me know. But I also love to know, does he work out and train hard and stuff like that? Because that's a great age. And as a father, man, your 17-year-old going to the gym, man, I could only imagine you're proud, right? Instead of going out hanging with the boys, he's going to the gym and being a savage.
Tree nuts and seasonal.
Yeah. No advice on this, my man. Just be safe. Keep doing your thing. I also, if you can, get some gym equipment at home. So,
Yeah.
bro said,
Double 240 the protein.
well, double your body weight. That's what I say. Any final ones?
Can I train natural and get big without supplements like whey, creatine, pre-workout, and all that?
All right. So you said two things. Can you train natural? Of course you can train natural. 99% of the world trains natural. So I don't understand that statement. Can you get big? Go look at all the Mr. Universes. Go look at Kai Green when he turned pro. Go look at Ronnie Coleman before he turned pro. See how big those guys are. I'll clue you in. They were massive. And we're also all drug tested during those years. So again, yeah, we don't know what your potential is, and neither do you. So train natural. That should never be a question. That should be an automatic. That should be an automatic thing for anybody that's here. Don't go work out and think that you should do anything to work out. That just doesn't make sense to anybody. Give me one more.
One more.
Give me, Jeffrey. Throw that dice. What do we got?
That'll be a good one. No, we skipped a bunch, guys.
You guys killed it tonight. I would say in this last month, these were some of the best questions for you guys. Maybe it's the time. Maybe it's this.
It's a good time.
Yeah, sorry. It's a good time, guys.
It's a good time. Well, I'm up in the beginning.
I'm going to throw this up here. You can pull it off if I can't read it right.
When I diet down, I'm always worried about pulling/tearing a muscle because I have. How can I maximize my diet while still training intensity? By what they know.
Sorry, kid, I can't help you. Accidents happen. Train smart. I don't know how you did the other one. I don't know what's the situation, but again, it's you're doing things. There's a risk to everything. It's a risk to everything, and especially when you diet down. And again, remember this: when you diet down, all you're doing at that point is you got to stimulate the muscle. Try to keep the weight relatively heavy so you retain what you built, right? But you don't have to be a ballistic animal. That thought pattern is out. If you could just listen, I like training, so I go over and above what I need to do. But I love that because it's the mind approach that I love about it. So you don't have to be that savage that you see the motivational videos too. If you're dieting, you're doing your cardio, your nutrition's on point, you're recovering, go in, stimulate the muscle, and get out. And just be smart. But guys, again, this is the world, man. We don't call the shots. Doesn't work that way. Be safe as you can. Did it how?
Doing manual labor at work.
Wait a minute. You should have said that first. You didn't hurt yourself lifting. You hurt yourself doing something else.
Kind of like what you said earlier.
Yeah. The guy pops his bicep doing moving the couch. All right, guys. Can we get a better one than those? Not saying those aren't bad, but I just
They just might not make the cut. Got to end on a W.
end on a win.
Can't end on an L.
My point on the last one, guys, just everything's a risk. A relationship's a risk. It's just you got to get into it and do what you can. But there was some savages today. The gentleman that said he's eating steak and whole eggs and he's 50 and he's training. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. He's disciplined at 50 and he's taking his here's something. Somebody else asked me about how do you stay motivated and disciplined.
Right.
That guy's disciplined. I mean, we could ask him, how's he do that? And I guarantee he says, well, I'm 50 and I'm taking care of myself because I want to be around for a while. And that's the only point I made to Jeff, that statement somebody said to say, value your life. How about a fun one? Something different.
Let's find someone different.
Okay. I'm going to do a blind man touch. See what I come up with here.
Be careful.
Oh. Go for it, Jeffrey.
There it is.
There you go.
Can I ask what the best cycle is to gain enough mass as I'm starting to guinea back up for the first time in 11 years? Is it wise to get on growth or TRT?
So here's a great question, right? This guy has done this stuff before and he's now asking what he's doing. He's been out of it for 11 years. My recommendation, if somebody came to me like this, I'd say, well, you wouldn't ask me this question. You would go and get blood work done, and the blood work will tell you what you should do, right? And then the second thing is, well, you don't even need blood work just yet. How about dieting correctly, getting back into the gym, and take the next couple months of just training? It sounds like you were gone for 11 years. Was that right, or is that my eyesight?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So he's
so-
got to make up for lost time, Mike.
Yeah.
He's been gone
But
for
he-
11.
but-
He's got time for fucking blood work and meals and
Now,
sleep
unfortunately,
and recovery.
I'm a little coursed by some of the silly questions that are asked. My assumption is, why would you go right to this instead of going, let me baby step this and let me just get going. Let me just start working out. That's what anybody that's here that's not in the gym, get in the gym. Anybody here is not dieting, do a moderate diet. Don't go crazy. Just do a moderate diet. And then get your blood work done. And then the doctor will say to you, you're fine. And then you keep going. Or the doctor's going to say to you, you need to start HRT or something. And that's up to you and your doctor. All right. I'm good with that one.
There
Sorry,
it
and
is.
I chose that. The blind man chose that one.
That's a good one.
You guys. All right. We'll see you later. Have a good one. And then remember, check-ins are until Sunday night.